This episode of the Golf Gambling Podcast from the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. Underdog's got a brand new offer for customers. Play just $5 to get $50 in bonus funds when you sign up with code GOLF SGPN. Also, we've got 25% off everything in the merch store. Promo code FOOTBALL. Make sure to go check out some Golf Gambling Podcast merch. Definitely really appreciate all of that. Finally, we're brought to you by mybookie.ag. MyBookie is your place to bet on football and everything else. Their prop builder is second to none. Their motto is bet on anything, anywhere, anytime. Easy deposit, lightning fast payout using crypto. So head to mybookie.ag, promo code GOLF SGPN for 100% bet back bonus up to $500. Mybookie.ag, promo code GOLF SGPN. And finally, Rhythm. College football is back and better than ever on Rhythm. Last year, their start the season, Rhythm was 16-4 ATS for 11.6 units. Rhythm also has every single sport: MLB, WNBA, golf, and the NFL. So definitely head to Rhythm. Promo code promo code SGPN, sportsgamblingpodcast.com/rhythm. We're back. I'm getting a call, but we're back. Because you know, sometimes as soon as you start a recording, you get a phone call. But it is what it is. Sometimes you have to live and die with it's championship. Golf is back, and it feels good to talk about some golf. Some are saying, but nonetheless, we have some Ryder Cup talk. We have some all around golf to talk about. So I'm ready. 10K range and above. Russell Henley, Justin Thomas, Scotty Scheffler. That leaves the question: who do you go with up here? You got to pick one of them. Who is it going to be? I think it's unequivocally Scotty Scheffler, no matter what. I know there's going to be a ton of JT love this week. JT will be a massive selection at whatever price he is. What is that? 10-2. But it's Scotty. Like Scotty at 14-4, he will get into the mix. He will be there, whether he finishes third, fourth, fifth. I think that is plenty enough to be in the optimal lineup. So Scotty is my pick up here in the top range. And that leaves Russell Henley. I do not think this is a great Russell Henley golf course at all. You want Russell Henley on a shorter golf course, Bermuda golf course, one of the two. And this is zero of them. So I'm not buying the JT love, and that just leaves Scotty. So I think you start your lineups with Scotty and go from there, because there will be some guys down in the 6K range, 7K range that get their names into the hat. Let's go down a little bit, 9K range, where it gets a little bit fun. We have Sam Burns down to Maverick McNeely. I'm going to start towards the bottom. I really like Colin Morikawa at $9,100. This is a great buy low / bounce back / no one thinks Colin can do it week, in my opinion. And when Colin has a great result at the Rocket, has a great result here, and has a great result at Torrey Pines. He's in his home state. He's been doing everything well but putt. And he's back on POA, back on surfaces he grew up on. I think Colin will play really, really well this week. He's motivated as anyone to, like, he made that Ryder Cup team by the skin of his teeth. He's been grinding to show Keegan that it will pay off for sure. So him at 91, and then Cam Young at 93. Like, CY has had a great end of 2025. Obviously got the win at the Wyndham, and he has got a great result at the Rocket. Like, Rocket is a great comp course in my opinion. Bomb it almost anywhere, and then get hot with either the irons or the putter. That leaves Sam Burns, Patrick Cantlay, and Ben Griffin. I think Ben Griffin's an absolute fade. I think he's just priced too high with a little bit too much pressure, in my opinion. If I had to pick one of Sam Burns or Patrick Cantlay, it'd probably be Patrick Cantlay, just because he's priced a little bit cheaper. Head-to-head matchup, honestly, a coin flip. So if you're giving me Patrick Cantlay at plus money, I will go with Patrick Cantlay there. But I'm probably going to go to neither of these guys between Burns or Cantlay. I like Cam Young. I like Morikawa as well. And if I'm going with Scotty, I'm not going to have room for Burns or Cantlay. Excuse me, allergies, long weekend. So that leaves the 8K range. 8K range, and our MAC is at 10%. We will dive through this show. 8K range, Harris English all the way down to Michael Thorbjornsen. Again, we'll start at the bottom. Michael Thorbjornsen. I think Michael Thorbjornsen is a live play in the low Stanford market. He is one of the few Stanford Cardinals in this field, as well as Maverick McNeely, who is at the top of this range, I believe. He's 9K flat. I don't mind him either, but I'd go with Colin Morikawa. But Michael Thorbjornsen, a guy who hits the ball very far, a guy who's very aggressive, and he had a great end to 20 he had a great 2025 summer. It wasn't the best finish, but a great overall 2025 summer. I think he carries that into conditions he's comfortable with and conditions that should suit his style of play. He doesn't have the best course history, but I think it's a good price for what he offers you. And I think it's funny that Thorbjorn Olesen and Michael Thorbjornsen are right next to each other in the pricing, but towards the bottom, it's definitely Michael Thorbjornsen for me. Towards the top of this 8K range, I would select Davis Thompson. Davis Thompson, 8,800. Remember what he did at Torrey Pines? He was the 36 and a half hole leader there. Probably more like 40 hole leader. I don't know why I said 36 and a half. But yeah, Davis Thompson on a driver heavy golf course, Torrey Pines, POA, played really, really well there. And I'm on the record for saying Davis Thompson will be a top 10 golfer in the world. Why not get off to a great start for this 2025 fall swing season? He certainly has the high ceiling to do it. I'm fading Sammy Valimaki in the middle. I think it's a really bad price. I don't know why Sammy's 8,400. There's plenty of guys with a very, very, very similar ceiling to Sammy towards the 7K range, towards even the 6K range, totally out. And Max Grazerman. I like Max Grazerman when putting is really important, when you have to kind of stripe the putts. Stripe the putts. I'm going to use that one. When you have to really differentiate yourselves on the green. And I don't think this is a golf course where guys are going to be struggling on the greens. And that's kind of where I want Max Grazerman. So this is not really the spot for him. And then towards the middle, indifferent about Akshay, Max Homa, Jackson Koivin. If I had to pick one of them, it would be Jackson Koivin because I love buying young gun stock early. Remember Lou Clinton when you're buying his first few starts. He paid off for you for sure. And Corbin's got off to that really hot start to his end of summer, to his PGA Tour career. So 8K range, I love Davis Thompson. I love Thorbjorn Olesen. Had to pick one other, Jackson Koivin. 7K range, we'll start at the top here because this is a bigger range. Patrick Fishburne, perfect storm for Patrick Fishburne. Like, look what he did in this event last year. Finished third. And then he has 2 T8 finishes in his last 4 starts. Patrick Fishburne is in for a good week. He's a golfer who drives it very, very far, sometimes drives it very, very inaccurately. Around this golf course, you can get away with it. Like, remember what Sahib did a few years ago? Guys can spray it here, make birdies in different ways. As long as you're not behind a tree, you can attack. Also, like Bo Hostler and Keith Mitchell, 2 high-end drivers when they get it going. And more honestly, Keith Mitchell, he was on the record for being really disappointed with his 2025 finish. He had a great season, like he had some great rounds, but he didn't quite cap anything off. I don't think Keith Mitchell is going to win, but I think he's very safe to make a ton of birdies and get into top 15, which is surely a great finish at $7,700. Towards the middle of this 7K range, Rico Hoey's catching a lot of buzz, but I'm not going to buy him if he's catching a lot of buzz. I would go with Mac Meisner or Emiliano Grillo. Mac had a great finish to 2025. What was that? That wasn't the Wyndham where he played really well. Well, let me check and see what event Mac Meisner kind of got his card back, because he was on the fringe for playing a bad season, and then he kind of bucked up and got his where the hell is Mac Meisner? I need to see where he played well towards the end of the season. Also, he played really well at the Barracuda, which is in this area of the country. All right, that was at the Wyndham. Always go with your gut. Mac Meisner to finish the season, T14 and runner-up. He has gained strokes across the board in his last 2 starts. I mean, he finished hot. Why not keep it going? Whatever he was doing was working. So I am definitely in on Mac Meisner towards the middle of this 7K range. Towards the bottom of the 7K range, there's no reason Nico Echeverria can't play good golf again. Like, he's going to have a ton of clean lies. He's going to hit every single fairway, and he can gain 6 strokes with the middle irons and the long irons. Like, there's no reason why he cannot do that. So I love Nico Esch towards the bottom of the 7K range. And then also Vince Whaley. Vince Whaley is a plus driver in terms of distance. He could bomb it and then set up some mid irons and wedges around this golf course. Hopefully he can get hot on the greens. But I like Vince in California, and it sucks because usually there's a weak field. If all these Ryder Cuppers weren't here, I think Vince could have a true top 10, but maybe he doesn't really play well when the fields are just stronger, even if it's a easy golf course. But at the end of the day, at $7,200, I'm down for Vince Whaley. So Vince Whaley, 72. Towards the middle, I like Nico Etch, and up top, Mac Meisner, Bo Hostler, and Keith Mitchell. Let's get to the 6K range. towards the top of the 6K range, Ryo Hisatsune. Hisatsune is not the longest hitter, but he has plenty of iron ceiling. He, just like Nico Echeverria, can gain enough strokes and make enough birdies with the iron play alone. He's not going to bomb it, but he can definitely make the cut at 69. And then towards the top of this 8K range as well, Justin Lauer. Golf courses that are long, where you have to make birdies on, are what Justin Lauer plays his best golf on. And that's exactly what we have here. You're going to have to take it low, but you're also going to have to hit it far. So Justin Lauer, $6,800, I think, is a great play. Towards the top of this 6K range, Chan Kim and Will Gordon, both interesting plays at 67. If I had to pick one, it would be Will Gordon. Will Gordon is a bomber. He definitely hits it a ton. And look at that finish he had to 2025. He needed his – I think he needed an up and down from like 80 yards to get his card, and he got it done. Willie G dealt with a ton of injuries, but before he was hurt, he was kind of like a stud coming out of Vanderbilt and coming off the Korn Ferry Tour. So I like the ceiling that Will Gordon presents at $6,700. Definitely a risky play, but I like him. Crazy that Ethan Fang is priced at this price too. So I'm going to fade Ethan Fang. I don't love this course for Miles Russell either. And then middle of the 6K range, I'm in on David Ford. He has not panned out yet, but I'm telling you, if you keep playing David Ford at these cheap prices, he's got a T10, T5 at 3% ownership. And if you get the other pieces right, you can win $1 million. So I'm down at David Ford, the middle of this 6K range. Towards the middle, this is where it gets kind of bleak, but the one more play I'll give you is Cristobal del Solar. Cristobal del Solar is an easy conditions merchant. He can shoot 63 in these conditions and then maybe 73 the next day, but 163 should get him through the cut. That's kind of all you need. He's very aggressive, will make a ton of birdies, and it's a high risk, high reward play as well. So 6K range, Del Solar. Who else did I say? Del Solar. I don't mind Justin Hastings either. He hits it a little further than some of these other amateurs too. I like Hastings, also San Diego State guy. So let's build a lineup. Before we get out of here. We're going to start with Scotty Scheffler, like I said, and then go towards the bottom. Why not throw in Hastings? Hastings can make the cut. If we get Ford right, get our two AMs in there, because some of these AMs are going to top 20. And now we can cook. Now we can absolutely cook. We have 7,500 to build with. Who towards the bottom of the 7K range do we like? Echeverria and Welly. I will go with Echeverria at 73. Then we'll go up towards the top and get one of these 9K guys that we liked. Colin Morikawa, 91. And then we have 61 is too cheap. We cannot go with Colin Morikawa, sadly. We need to go with one of the 8K guys that we liked. So 8K range. We liked, Thompson's not going to be much different than Morikawa, truthfully. So let's go towards the bottom of this 8K range. It's got to be Thor Bjornsson. And then towards the bottom of the 7K range, Ventura. We'll go with Chris Ventura, 7,100. He's got that good result at Torrey Pines. Good result in similar conditions I think he played well at the Rocket too. So there's our lineup. Two young guns, Scotty Scheffler. So we probably have the winner in there somewhere. That wraps it up. Betting show will be with Dom tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow evening. You know where to find me. You know where to catch me, and I'll catch you guys soon. Appreciate the support. Peace out.